I've had Triumphs for over 40 years now, and whenever I'm going past the Triumph experience, I always make it my main goal to call in and have another look, because they change the displays quite frequently. It's actually really modern, really well done, well worth a trip. When you arrive, you're straight into the exhibition, and it shows you bikes from 1903 and the improvements on design and technology all the way through to the modern age. There's some of virtually every type of bike they've ever made. Let me show you a few highlights from the day that we went. There's some really beautiful display bikes and fantastic displays on the wall explaining things about them. Sometimes though you look at like this red one and you think maybe the styling wasn't always there. They have some of the really iconic ones like this Vetta. I really remember wanting one of these. I actually quite like these days, so I wouldn't mind a scrambler. Probably a bit old for it now though. I did have a 955 Daytona, which I really loved. They have a lot of competition bikes because Triumph, surprisingly, was quite a sporty factory in the past and competed in lots of things. I know there was a big sort of gap from the 90s and the noughties, but certainly there's a lot of the competition stuff that they've had in the past. I'm glad to see that Triumph are back into racing again. It does give a bit of British interest to it. Some of the modern bikes, and I really like this Thruxton. I love the design cues on it. The upside down forks, they've already sort of got into the rest of the mod market. Bonneville comes from when Triumph had the land speed record, and this was one of the bikes they had for another attempt. There were a lot of Triumph Scramblers in the display. I think they're actually made in Hinckley, so surprisingly they put a lot into the show. And they are trying to sell some of the bikes, so it does make sense. The Great Escape was a film no one can forget, and Steve McQueen was an iconic rider of Triumphs, even competing in the International 6 Days Trial. Quadrophenia strikes me more as being about scooters, but I did spot the odd old Triumph there. It is over more than one floor. You move through the display, and this is the things that caught my attention. This area they have a bike, and then it's broken down into all of the components that it's made of, which is really interesting. when you actually see all the parts that a bike's made up of, makes you wonder how they keep going. They even made some out of clay before they get to the real thing. The renaissance of modern Triumph has been about the triple cylinder engines, but they came back out with twins a few years ago, and the twins have given them a basis for lots and lots of different models. This part of the display shows all of the different stages of a 3-cylinder block being manufactured. I love some of the modern exhibitions. This looks like an art installation rather than something in a Triumph experience. I love the way that the tanks are all painted and at different levels. The display had everything: old bikes, new bikes, development bikes, lots of competition bikes. It was very interesting. It does seem though that Triumph does have a style, and a lot of their bikes do fit to the style. This was our trip, and I'd recommend you give this a go. It's a good free exhibition. Can't imagine, you get such a good display for absolutely nothing. Go and buy a coffee in the cafe. That was a great exhibition. I really enjoy going to the Triumph experience. Second time we've been. Hopefully it won't be the last time. They do seem to change it every so often, so I believe. And some of the bikes there are just stunning.